Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome to my channel. Today I bring you a little tutorial on how to learn to do the bridge with the cards. Myself, I had a little struggle with that because first of all, I had a very bad accident with my hand some time ago, which ended up in a very long surgery. So my hand was a bit unruly, I would say. So it took me some more time to learn it. And remember watching a lot of tutorials, and they were all kind of um, technical, which wasn't very understandable for me, or they would just show the angles of the hands that I didn't need. So each time I would try to do the bridge, I would end up throwing this huge chunks that basically instead of doing this like pretty like fall, I would make them fall one by one. Sorry, like big piles one by one. Like for example, this amount of cards per one. So it was just like boom, like a huge one. You got me. Okay, so basically, let's talk about little things that you need to know before. First of all, I invite you to look at your hand and decide if they are big or they are small. And trust me, it's super important because, for example, my hands are not that big. I'm overall a pretty small person. So, due to the fact that my hands are not that big, some cards, especially in the beginning, they were just almost impossible for me to learn. And this is a good example. This is just like a standard tarot deck, and it's from Italian brand called Lo Scarabeo, by the way. So yeah, just to show you an example, look the difference between the card. I'm sorry, and my finger, and that's my largest finger. So it was a bit hard to grab it. Okay, but if you don't have like this big deck, you can just try a smaller one. This is one that I got somewhere on the internet. It's called Dark Confessions. These are oracle cards that I use because I'm a tarot reader. So I mostly use this kind of cards. But of course, this you can use this ability when you play like regular cards, or when you're just out with your friends. It's not specific to tarot readers for sure. So, mm, okay, okay, let's go for it. Let's see the very first thing that I want you to understand how to grab it. Okay, so to do the bridge, you need two piles of cards. They must be similar, okay? Because if one of them is super big and another one is small, it's not gonna look good, and also it's gonna be even more difficult for you, okay? Of course, you don't have to get the exact even amount of cards. Nobody controls it, don't worry. It just have to be visually similar, okay? But let's start with the basics. Okay, I want you to do something like this with your hand. Look, you have this finger goes like this, and this one stays like that. You see? And this is the position that you want to grab your hands with. Sorry, your cards with. Okay, so this finger goes here. Okay, this one that we have it like that goes here, and this one goes here. You see? That's your initial grab, like this. Here, this one must stay like this. I will show you in a moment why. Oh, mistakes happen. And this one stays here. Okay? So this finger basically pushes the cards. And here, the most controversial part for many people when it comes to cards, well, some people are scared to bend their cards, which of course I respect, but from my point of view, don't worry about it. It's okay because the cards, in order to do the bridge, they must be a bit flexible. Oh, sorry, that was my dog. They must be a bit flexible because if they are very rigid, you won't be able to do the bridge. So for sensitive people, we skip this part. You can do something like this just to give them a little stretch, okay? But don't worry, even if now they look a bit like, you see, they're a bit like inclined, don't worry, if you put it back, they will look normal again. Don't worry about it, okay? So the first thing that you need to learn before you start doing the bridge is to learn the fall. I call it the fall because it looks like a waterfall, basically. And if you already have your cards like this, right? Make sure that's a very important part that taught me. I mean, actually, that was my biggest mistake in the beginning. Look, this finger can't be like this. It can't be too full. Oh, I'm sorry, let me see the camera. Oh, you see, this can't be that large because that's what causes the huge chunks, okay? So you want to grab it more gently. You want to have control over your cards so they don't fall, of course, but you don't want your finger to be too far away, and same here. Of course, they can't be like this. It's too big, way too big. Okay, so you just grab it like this, gently. And now I want you to practice for at least a couple of times until you get it, at least. Okay, you want to do something like this. You see, let me show you from this side. You see what's happening here? The cards are falling one by one, not the big chunks. And that's super important because later when you will do the bridge, they will mix evenly. Okay, so let me show you from how to show you that from this side. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's try it like this. I will just do a bit of mess, don't worry. You see, that's what you want to learn. Like this, not too far. Okay, I recommend you to do it, of course, from like a regular position so you don't do that much mess, but you understand my point. And now the key, the other part of the deck. Okay, you also want to do exactly the same thing as in the previous one, but remember that one of your hands is more dominant than another one. Okay, so please remember that and be patient because one of these is just a bit weaker, and you just need to give it more time. So you just want to repeat that a couple of times until you stop throwing these huge chunks. Okay, so just small ones. You got my point. And now let's do it twice. I mean twice. No, I didn't want to say twice. I wanted to say with both hands. I'm sorry. So you grab it with like two hands, okay? And you learn the same thing. Oh, sorry. You see? Same thing over and over again until you have this lightness and you know like how to grab your cards easily. Don't worry if it's taking more time than you expect. I mean, listen, sometimes when I do it and I've learned to do the bridge some time ago already, I still sometimes need a moment just to grab them correctly, mostly because of my hand size. Because, for example, with the smaller ones, which also I will show you now, it's completely different from my hands, for example, because they are small, so I don't have to do this like big stretch. Because if you have to like put your hand in like a very unnatural position, then of course it's a bit, I mean, not exactly painful, but it's just uncomfortable. It's not natural for you. Okay, so don't worry. And when it comes to these cards, literally same. You see, it's just easier because they are smaller. So, okay, I will show you two versions of the bridge. I will show you the bridge with these cards and with the smaller ones, okay? So, remember that this is a tutorial for beginners, okay? So if you already know how to do the bridge, like, you won't probably find anything new here unless you just want to perfect it. So, we have these two types, okay? And now, how we do the bridge. Okay, so we already remember the first part. Let me grab the other one. Hold on. Okay, there we have the other part. Okay, and first step, put your fingers in the position that you learned in the beginning. Make sure that your fingers are not too far away. So if they are, let them go back. Okay, and you remember they told you that this finger is to push, right? I mean, it's not like literally pushing them, like it's like the strength is on this finger. No, because you basically like the strength goes from these fingers. But this one helps you because otherwise they would fall all the time. Oh, you see? That's why you need the other finger here as a support. Okay. So now let's try to do the bridge for the first time. Okay. So look, now we have them like this, right? But for tarot readers, there is one important thing that you need to understand. If you want your cards to be like very mixed, meaning you have half of them is upright and the other half of them is reversed, then you just have it like this. Okay, but if you want your cards to be even, all of them upright, I mean, honestly, I can't guarantee that each of them is exactly upright. Oh, you see, because I read them a lot, and sometimes I'm a bit too lazy to just like put them all in the upright position. So please ignore this part. But super important. If you want them to be all upright, this deck Or I mean, of course, it might be the other one as well, but let's focus on this, okay? This deck, it must be like this when you do the bridge, of course. Why? I will show you in a second. Okay. So basically now we're gonna do the bridge. There you go. Okay. Super. You see, we got it like this. And now, you see what I'm doing? I'm just letting them go very gently. I don't want them to go in these big chunks. See? And now, what will happen if you do it for the first time and you don't know yet? This part might break, okay? It may do like very big explosion. We don't want that, okay? So, what I want you to do is to understand that you basically want, let me grab it like this, it doesn't look very aesthetic, but you got my point. You see? Look. Oh, that looks nice. I kind of love it. But okay. If we have them like this is the basically, I would say, good amount of combination because they are not too close to each other. Because if the cards are not very well mixed and they are too close to each other, they will just break in half, okay? And we don't want that. So we just want them to be like, I would say like not too much as well, because if they're too much, they will be very hard to break, let's say, okay? So just like, as you can see, not too much, not too little. You have to practice it, you will understand, okay? So, oh my god, what I was doing. Okay, now when we do the bridge, okay, let me do it one more time to show you, because now I just did some little mess, okay? Okay, hold on. Let's do it one more time. When you already have this position, okay, we just do it everything like this, all pretty. Now, look what happens. You see, I'm grabbing it here. Because if I don't grab it here, I will show you what happens. You see? That's what happens. Why? Because I didn't grab them here. Also, super important, you have to grab them like in this part, like here at the bottom. Otherwise, they will break as you just saw, okay? So, if we don't want that, we just really need to focus on basically grabbing them in the upper part. Okay, so yeah. Okay, let's try one more time. Okay, you see, I'm grabbing them. And look, I break them in half. And look what happens now. They fall. Why did they fall? Because if the cards are mixed with each other and I grab them, they naturally have to fall down because of gravity. That's how it works. No biggie. Super. Okay, let's go with the smaller cards. It works exactly the same way, okay? I mean, of course, if you take a look, these ones are, or like they have like text written on them, so of course, you don't have to do any type of, switching positions or something. But with this one, we just do it the same way. So we do very quick one, and then we grab it and we let it fall. That wasn't a perfect one. That was not a good bridge. Happens. Don't worry about it. If you want practice, you will never learn. Which sounds a bit depressing, but that's how it is. So yeah, I hope that this part is helping you in any way. I mean, this video overall. So I would ask you to leave a comment, consider subscribing to this channel. I'm just starting, so in the beginning the videos may be a bit messy, but I'm trying my best. So I would highly appreciate a little feedback or interaction with this video. So yeah, I think that for now we good. I think if you would have any questions, please feel free to comment. I will try to help you as much as I can. You can always find me on TikTok, where I do my tarot readings, and soon I will also add more readings here. So yeah, I hope that this video has been useful. Please practice a lot. Don't worry that if that's not like the perfect one in the beginning. And yeah, I believe in you. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be all good. If I learned it, you're gonna learn it as well. You see, until this day, I throw these big chunks sometimes. What can you do about it? Practice, 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 practice. So yeah, have a lovely day. Thanks for staying until here, and good luck. Let me know how that go. This is besitos. Ciao.